Shwoom, shwoom. Blasting wind from speeding traffic picked up the cardboard sign, homemade jam, tossed it over the hawthorn hedge and into the field of ripening barley. That summer, I worked part-time at a pick-your-own-market garden, picking fruit to be sold at the farm stand. I was allowed to take home as many punnets as I wanted, I think. My best friend Judith said, "Let's make jam, I know how, and we can collect jumble, second-hand clothing, used books. We can make calico skirts, elastic at the waist, draw Chinese characters on them. We can sell stuff at Milton Keynes flea market every other Thursday, or once anyway." We reduced the soft fruit with sugar, added lemon juice for the pectin. We boiled empty jam jars to sanitize them and filled them to the brim. We covered the lids with gingham mop caps, leftover swatches from school summer uniform dresses. We arranged the jars in a pyramid on our allocated stall. We hung the cotton skirts from the awning in front of the previously worn dressing gowns, cardigans, office shirts yellowed under the arm. We unfolded 2 camping stools in readiness for a long, busy day. Judith opened a rubbish bag of gently used shoes, strapped sandals, high heels, brogues in need of polish. "Sorry, don't unpack them," said a man in a cloth cap. "I'll take the lot, £2. I hefted a box onto the trestle table. A man with a full grey beard watched me open it. "Books? £3 for the box," he growled. The market hadn't even opened yet. At 9:30, the shoppers began to drift in. By 10:30, they filled the walkway like herded sheep. A woman picked up a pot of jam, turned it over, and put it back. A teenaged girl fingered a skirt. Her mother shook her head. "Too short," she said. 3 stalls down, the shoes were selling for 50p a pair. Across the aisle, the books went for 60p each, some £1. We sold a jar of raspberry jam. By the end of the day, books and shoes wholesale, 1 jar of jam, we had made £5.30. We were rich in jam. "Let's stop on the way home," Judith said. "Sell it roadside." Great idea. To make a sign, I tore a panel from the box of unsold nighties and borrowed a marker pen from the sweet old lady who ran the stall next door and who, it seemed, had sold an inordinately large number of hand-knitted tea cozies, bed jackets. "Thanks for buying the jam," I said to her. Then Judith and I crammed our goods into her mother's Hillman Imp and drove out of Milton Keynes. "How about here?" Judith said as she bumped the car onto the grassy verge and stopped. The road was straight. An approaching driver would have a clear view of us for a good 500 yards. Behind the parked car, I set up a camping stool, draping one of the more attractive second-hand dresses by way of a tablecloth weighed down by jars of jam. Judith retrieved a large stone from under the hedge and wedged the cardboard sign, "Homemade Jam," against a small sapling. Cars sped by, shwoom, shwoom. Laughing, her calico skirt flapping with every gust of wind, Judith plucked the spinning sign from the air and returned it, peeled it from the side of the hedge and returned it, chased it down the road and returned it, squeezed under the hawthorns, crawled through the barley, retrieved it, and tossed it into the back of the Hillman Imp. Years later, I came across a jar of gingham-topped strawberry jam on the top shelf of my parents' larder. It was a little runny, but so good on toast.